Hi, everybody, and welcome to Clean Water Conversations. This is our live stream.
Hey,
so
Ken.
We are in a stream, live.
Coming to you live, having a conversation.
I'm Ken.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allison. Good to see you.
This is our end of season episode for Clean Water Conversations.
That's right. With the first season under our belts, we had to end it, wrap it up. It is not ending. We had to wrap it up with being in stream, being out in the water that so many partners are working really hard to protect. It's been fantastic to be able to meet so many of them in season one. So fun to learn their stories. So fun to hear their voices talking about this progress, these successes. Yeah. And now we get to be in it. We get to be here. So, including
this stream. This is Stop for Run.
That's right.
So yeah, it was clean until we set our chairs in here. So we have, like you said, we have a season under our belts, and we do get the question of where did you come up with the idea of doing a podcast and why a podcast?
Yeah, and I think it's still true what our original thought was about the importance of voices, the importance of using different mediums to get people engaged, both as participants in the podcast and as people that might be downloading it or maybe listening for the first time to understand more about water. So the podcast and why, I think it's to get the stories out, to be storytellers, to talk about the amazing work that is happening across Lancaster. It is very conveniently Lancaster Water Week. So perfect timing to be having a podcast in a creek celebrating Lancaster Water Week as part of so many different events around the county.
What a beautiful day to do it too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what is Water Week about? It's a way of celebrating the 1,400 miles of streams and creeks and rivers in Lancaster County. There are 60 plus events.
It's amazing.
It
you
is
can always
incredible.
find something.
They're all over Lancaster County. It gives us the opportunity to paddle, explore, volunteer, and take action for the cleaning up the water. A lot of events, like we said. What's been your favorite so far?
Oh, I was at the Chickies Watershed Expo last night, and there were huge crayfish that the kids found in the creek. There was free ice cream. There was fish printing T-shirts. So that was really good. Yeah, and I went to Longs Park on Sunday. Fantastic music, swing band, but it's wonderful to watch people who go to be part of the community, who go to this public event, and they're all walking around with free trees. So they're taking something home that brings Water Week with them. So, how about you? What's been your favorite so far? You've been all over the place.
I have been all over the place. I really liked the creek stomp at Climbers Run yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That is so beautiful up there.
Yeah.
And the kids were so into, getting in the stream, seeing what they could find, and learning what they found meant as far as the health of the stream, and just seeing that next generation so passionate about learning about nature and just loving being out in nature. It did my heart good.
No.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and like I said, it's absolutely gorgeous up there. It really is.
Yeah.
Lancaster Conservancy does an amazing job of keeping that place looking phenomenal.
Right. And the public access to it with the preserve and the education center, they run programs year round. So fantastic to be able to bring people out during this celebration and know that it's accessible and available to everyone throughout the year.
Yeah. And that is an item that could fit into our list of awesomeness.
Ooh, yet to come. This episode includes a list of awesomeness. So
let's get into it.
Stick with us.
What better? Yeah, well, stick with us right now. Let's get into it right now. Why push off the awesomeness?
Well, we have to start with our icebreaker in our podcast.
Oh, we do. You're right.
Our podcast order, and keeping with this element of coming to you live from the stream for today, we're also going to be using this as part of the podcast season.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm going to start with you, Ken.
Okay.
I've got an icebreaker for you.
All right.
If we had a time machine, would you go back in time or into the future, and why?
Ooh. I would go back in time.
Where? And what? When?
When 1987 was a pretty darn good year for me. I'm a creature of the past. History nut, and I just personally think it was a simpler time.
Okay.
But that's just me. You
Okay.
know, I'd go to the past. How about you?
Oh, I think I'm having these flashbacks right now because sitting here in Stafford Run, this is where I came as a high school student, and my teachers brought me here. And so it's like full circle at the moment because there was a group of students when we arrived today. And so these little kids and my teachers were here. So I feel like I'm already going back in my mental experience right now of that joy of being a kid, as you described, of understanding how just playing in the creek and being able to be in a place that has safe water, has safe access, and teachers who support us. It's just, I feel very blessed to have that as part of my background and what inspired me to do this work. So
awesome. So we kind of have a time machine in and of itself.
You're
sort
right.
of today. So
yeah, we're kind of in one.
we'll take it. So now let's hit up the list of awesomeness.
Always.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. There's so many people doing so many things. One of those things that is fresh and new is that the Hammertown Road just finished planting the last buffer in that project. That's, I believe that's 4 homeowners.
More than that. More and more than that. Yeah, it's been 20 years worth of partner work there with agricultural operators, the municipality, homeowners. Yes, there is an incredible stretch of Hammertown Creek that is now completely buffered. So shout outs to Stroud's, Chesapeake Bay Foundation, Conservation District, on and on for the amazing work in Hammertown Road.
And shout out to those homeowners.
Yeah.
For their willingness to do that. That's awesome. I love that the public at large, not just organizations, are seeing the importance of it and getting involved.
Sure.
That's great.
I'll give a shout out. Part of the awesomeness has also been senior living communities and the way that they have committed to native habitat, to landscape training or professional development for their landscape crews. So a huge thank you to places like Willow Valley, Homestead Village, Woodcrest Villa, and Landis Homes. There are amazing connections between administration, residents, and facility staff. And it all starts as a whole community. They've made big changes with green master plans, putting in no-mow zones, and using what are the priorities for them as a community to impact their local waterways. So shout out there.
And similarly, there's a lot of congregations.
Oh, good point.
Both in locally and all down through the Chesapeake. Shout out to our partners at Interfaith Partners for the Chesapeake. Good folks there. With very, very similar, educating people and educating their staff and putting in rain gardens and, a lot of best management practices.
That's right.
Otherwise known as BMPs.
I wondered if we were going to have a buzzer today.
I could put it in post. No problem. The fun part of my job. I can't believe I get to do this for a living.
Well, all of these things that we're talking about with the list of awesomeness, don't forget to check them out either on Facebook or on their website, because each of these, while there are successes, there's lots more yet to come. There's action that everybody can take. And so we're giving you examples of what's happened or happening, but you guys are the ones that can make even more happen. So as we give these shout outs, go find more information. We'll put some on our website and here on Facebook so that you know how to find ways to take action. During Water Week, there are plenty of those kind of opportunities, but they also continue out throughout the entire year.
And we have awesomeness coming up.
Always, always.
Somebody that you may be familiar with is currently in Fig magazine, the summer issue. A great article.
Thanks.
Loved hearing about what inspired you. And,
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, actually in that article, I talk about my teacher who brought me out here.
Yeah.
And that, I thank you to the High Foundation. Thank you to Deb Brandt and Fig Industries for highlighting clean water in this summer's Fig issue. And I said that I wanted the photo outside. So it was just really cool to be out in a riparian buffer. And it was pouring that day. So
Ergo the umbrella in the
exactly.
picture.
It was perfect to be taking a photo of how our best management practices are working.
Yeah. Yeah. And Lancaster Clean Water Partners and our partners, particularly, are going to be in the fall issue, talking a bit about the magic that is collaboration
the network
among organizations.
Yes.
So yeah,
collaborations, the network, the impact of all these groups working together. This kind of clean water effort is something that not one organization could do alone. And the beauty of Lancaster is we think, function, act like a community. So it's really wonderful to be able to highlight that. And clean water results are what we're seeing because of it. So shout out to all of you guys.
Yeah. So that's an abbreviated list of awesomeness.
That's right. There's so much more on here that we'll probably come back to. We'll be able to bring more in.
And I think that we should probably make the list of awesomeness a permanent fixture on the podcast.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
We're all about celebrations. So we will continue with the awesomeness.
There you go. There you go. And you guys can help to shape the podcast. We want to hear from you. What ideas do you have? What do you want to hear about? Who do you want to hear from in upcoming episodes? Hit us up, either make a comment right here on this video or as we post it, or you can also hit us up. Now I have to read this because I always mess it up. info@LancasterCleanWaterPartners.com.
We did it.
Yay. I didn't mess it up, not this time. Oh my gosh. So, hey, you want to hit some trivia?
Okay. Just a little background. We found trivia for each other because we know we have so much fun with our guests when we do trivia. So we had to do that for each other in this one. So,
and the theme of this one, I'm a movie nut myself. So the theme of this one is movies with water in the title.
Okay.
And what we did is pulled a description of that movie from IMDb, and I'll read the description to you. You'll read the description to me. You tell us what the name of that movie is.
Okay. We'll get it. I can't show you.
I'm going to have to add the ding ding or the buzzer later on. So do it a little bit here. So the first one is, in a future where polar ice caps have melted and Earth is almost entirely submerged, a mutated mariner, that's your big clue if you saw the movie, fights starvation and outlaw smokers, that's the name of the bad guys in the movie, and reluctantly helps a woman and a young girl to find dry land. It was from 1995. It starred Kevin Costner.
Oh, that's it. Kevin Costner. I needed that little hint. Waterworld.
It is Waterworld.
All right.
Ding, ding, ding. If you're listening on the podcast afterwards, I'll insert the sound effect.
All right, my turn.
Yes.
My turn. Jacob takes a job as an animal caretaker in a traveling circus. There he meets Marlena, a beautiful circus performer. Their shared compassion for a special elephant, Rosie, leads to love, but Marlena's cruel husband stands in their way. 2011, starring Robert Pattinson, and you probably even know it already, Reese Witherspoon.
Yes, that is Water for Elephants.
Yeah, you got it. You are a movie buff.
I am. This next one. A lonely boy discovers a mysterious egg that hatches a sea creature of Scottish legend. It's from 2007. It stars Emily Watson and David Morrissey.
Oh my.
That's a tough one, I know.
Yeah. I'm not going to make it on this one. You have to give me a hint.
There is a sea creature that has equine features. Oh. But it's not sea. It fits into this category.
Fits the category?
Yeah.
Is it the water horse?
It is the water horse. We cheat so bad here. It's terrible.
We gotta have some fun with it. All right. I'm gonna have some fun with this one.
Okay.
A student at South Central Louisiana State University. He discovers he has a unique tackling ability and becomes a member of the team. In 1998, starring Adam Sandler and Henry Winkler.
I believe they were the Mud Dogs, I think is what it was. And that was the Water Boy.
You got it. You got it.
Oh my gosh. I have one for you. One more for you. Apartment building superintendent Cleveland Heap rescues what he thinks is actually a woman from the pool he maintains when he discovers that she is actually a character from a bedtime story who is trying to make the journey back to her home. He works with his tenants to protect his new friend from the creatures that are determined to keep her in their world. It's from 2007. It stars Paul Giamatti, Bryce Dallas Howard, and was directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh. So, again, it's like the people that I remember, and I have this bias towards redheads. As we,
I can imagine why.
So I'm going to go with Lady in the Water.
It was Lady in the Water.
Perfect. Like
ding, ding, ding.
me,
Just like
today.
you. That's true. Hit us up, M. Night. Hit us up.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. And it's been a really fun season of making podcasts, and hopefully our fun comes across. We try to incorporate a lot of lifter. I would like to thank all of our guests. I'm going to read them off because I don't want to forget anybody. From season 1, Chris Thompson from the Lancaster County Conservation District, Monique Dykeman from Londonderry Township, Lamont Garber from Stroud Water Research Center, Sally Reynolds from LMP Media Group. She was also in the Lancaster Watershed Leadership Academy.
Yep.
Molly Degger from City of Lancaster, Steve Campbell from the City of Lancaster, Adam Ortiz, who's our big get this year, Regional Administrator for the Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, Kelly Snavely and Keith Williams from Lancaster Conservancy, and Carly Dean from the Chesapeake Conservancy. Thank you guys so much for all your time and your expertise and your stories and just having fun with us.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's a fantastic lineup from the season. The beauty of being here in the start of summer is that you all as participants in the podcast and listeners on the podcast, we encourage you to download all of these. Enjoy them throughout the summer. Take them on vacation with you. If you're doing a road trip, you've got some great content to learn about this collaborative effort of clean water here in Lancaster County. So many amazing voices, and we are already excited and starting on season 2. So you've got some to take with you and more to look forward to starting in the early fall.
And you can find the podcast on our website, LancasterCleanWaterPartners.com. There's a little link at the top. You can find it on Spotify and SoundCloud. We don't really do, but iTunes, anywhere where you get your podcast. So I'd also like to thank all of our partner organizations. There are 58 of them now.
That's amazing.
As of yesterday, yeah. And thank you to you folks who listen to these stories, volunteer, care, and do what you can to make things possible for clean water here in Lancaster County.
We've got a couple events coming up that we want to share with you so that you continue to know ways to get engaged. As you mentioned, there's so many volunteers, people doing lots of different roles in this work. So coming up here in the fall, we've got the MS Forum, so an event for stormwater experts, for municipal staff, a really important part of the partnership. And the MS Forum is going to be on October 21st. It's going to be hosted at the Public Safety Training Center. And a save the date will be going out shortly, but put it on your calendar if you're available that day. We'd love to have you.
At our full partners meeting.
Ooh, hot off the presses on this one. This one, like today, livecast is first time we're announcing it.
There you go. Tell them when it is and where it is.
October 29th. October 29th, our full partners meeting. We'll be meeting for breakfast at Riverdale on the main stem of the Conestoga. So really excited to be all together celebrating, getting some of the data back about, again, our water quality and the successes that we're seeing, but also the successes of the network. The value of you participating in this collaborative effort. What does it mean? What is it showing? What is it giving to you? And how are you being able to give back to that collaborative effort? So we're going to focus on the Conestoga. We were so fortunate to have many people participating in the April full partners meeting where we talked about the little Conestoga. Now we're going for the main stem of the Conestoga, some really big projects happening. Hammertown Road is one of those in the headwaters. I'm going to keep giving some shout outs though, because this list of awesomeness could just keep going and going. There has been a specific outreach effort in the Octorara watershed. So in the southern end of Lancaster, we have been working with a number of partners that do outreach to landowners, mostly agricultural, and specifically within the Amish community. And so being able to have an Amish liaison working with the Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay, Weaver Consulting, Maori Environmental, the Octorara Watershed Association. Again, it takes an entire community, and really so grateful for the way that that outreach happens in a really strategic way, but in a really culturally sensitive and a way that works for that area. It wouldn't be the same if we were trying to do that in another part of the county. So understanding and being able to adapt and get the kind of capacity that our partners need. That's the beauty of being able to work in this community and the way that this collaborative happens. So
yeah.
What else? Can you give us one more awesomeness? Come on. We keep going.
I have to get back up there to take some summer pictures.
Oh, yes.
The Conestoga wetlands and streamside restoration at Londonderry Township.
Well, the Conewago, yeah.
Yes, for the Conewago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just amazing work that has been, well, decades in the planning, really.
Yeah.
They restored the wetlands up there. They did some work to clean up the water on the creek itself, and it's just amazing. And they're growing a meadow.
You do love a meadow.
I do love a good meadow. And should be finishing the walking paths sometime soon.
Right.
So yeah.
They had a 5K in the fall. Are they doing it again this year?
I believe so. The Darter, yeah.
The Darter, that's what it's called.
Yep.
Yes. And they just had a bio blitz.
Yes.
So they were doing a baseline to understand what kind of species are there. How does this kind of restoration then impact that? So really great ways, again, to get engaged with your community about understanding the very basics. Mm-hmm. Or if you want to go full-on science nerd of all the details, there are so many ways to do that. And I love it because it really tells a story from so many different important angles.
Yeah. Neat project.
It is.
Yeah.
You're right. It's going to be beautiful at different times of year.
Awesome. Do you have anything else?
Oh, I always do, but would love to have your ideas. So keep sending them to us for newsletter stories, for podcast ideas, guests that you want to see coming in the next season. But just so grateful to be part of this community, to be part of this collaborative effort. Lancaster County is an amazing place, and we as an entire community are really driving that success. Thank you to you all who are making it happen.
I think it is safe to say that is our show and our season. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Really do appreciate it. Make sure you listen to our podcast while you're traveling this summer. Share it with somebody. We need your voices. It's all about collaboration. So we will be back in September to kick off season 2 of Clean Water Conversations. Until then, take care.
Bye, everybody.